So Boom are opting to run a little bit of an aggro tri lane here. I don't know if are they trying to keep the Riki away from the Underlord? Is that a difficult matchup for the Riki?
I think it depends.
What's this about?
If they run something aggressive into it, I suppose you do. But the Pit of Malice can give you that extra little bit of lockdown that you need to sell. It just makes farm, and I feel like Riki comes online a lot faster than his other cores, so you want to make sure he's got that good early get.
And Wood is getting, he's copping some side blades here on the mid lane. Makoto really giving him a hard time with this one.
Business.
Yep, and now the deny is coming up as well, so Moon's gonna have to be careful with that. Makoto going pretty deep. Whoa, Fairy Fire getting forced out. All right, here comes the salve, but that means no opportunity to get any of these CS. And Makoto just going around. He knows that he is crushing his mid lane right now. Yeah, this is pretty nasty. I kind of want to keep my eyes mid for a little bit more, but we'll quickly check in on the side lanes, perhaps. Maybe you can go be the sideline reporter for a second, then we'll keep watching how this mid lane goes.
All right. I think it should be okay now that they've moved away from that tri lane, so probably.
Yeah. Oh, Makoto, the master tier Templar Assassin player is definitely showing up in this situation. Well, I said that maybe the one way that things go well for Fnatic is if Moon pops off, but
see you later.
It ain't looking good so far, folks. This is the Makoto show so far. Cool.
It just keeps going.
All right, so what he missed, refraction gone. He's so good at like the micro positioning to get the side blades every time. That's your second salve already. And Wave getting pushed under the tower. 15-6 against 4-2.
I know it's a little unconventional to do it at this stage, but do you want to just pop it over to the net worth and see where Quap is?
Yeah. Oh, lordy. Well, that's what happens when you have to buy regen like this.
Good.
Yeah, we'll switch it back for a second. Yeah, Savage getting run out of the lane currently. FBZ gonna take some damage on the way back. How is top lane going? Ice at least has some CS, but he is the one bright spot for the team currently. Moon's getting
see you later,
something
nerds.
now, but level 4 versus level 3. He's about to get his level 4 under the tower. But man, he's just not getting any of this. I think you should get this one. All right, nice. Whip it real good.
What's he got? Is it some regen? Yeah, a mango and a salve, just trying to get experience. I think he's resigned himself to that fact.
Yeah, no, I don't think he can afford to ditch the lane. Even for a second. Makoto just... Oh my god, this is... Oh, and the side blades as well. Oh, is he dead?
Oh.
All right, Jabs is being called in. They're like, please secure the rune. Don't let him get a regen or whatever. Moon salve number 3 coming in. Bottle is just a distant dream currently. He's so good at just using like the one creep to... Oh wait, okay, is DJ getting a kill here? Hyde got blocked in a little bit. Savage is dead under the tower. At least Hyde's gonna go down. DJ picking that up, so 1-for-1 kill trade across the map.
I'm really liking that timing from Boom, right? He's like, well, you're getting bodied in mid lane and forcing your support out. Batrider against Ursa. See you later, buddy.
Yeah, and enjoy, friends. Oh, he did it! He's got Makoto with the side blades. Oh my! He absolutely knows, right? He's just like
middle tower is under pressure.
Well, and Savage getting run out again. 3 stacks. Ogre coming down here now. All right, so Jab's looking to help out. DJ kind of getting going on a little bit. Kez cute, just grabbing a couple of jungle creeps, so they can't really pressure Ice too much up here. He's at least getting some farm, but I don't know. The problem is that what is the Underlord gonna do? He's not gonna rotate and make plays and fix any of these other lanes, right? He's just gonna be Underlord and defend towers. So I don't see where the game really starts changing for Fnatic.
just acting as that deep push right now. I think the one redeeming factor now is that they were able to get at least that sentry ward down, so be able to just melt dodge. Not that he's even needed to.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even have it yet. What's happening? All right, the cavalry's getting called in. Jabs and DJ are on the way. Makoto, are you really gonna? Okay, he's backing up.
See you later, nerds.
He knows that they're here, so
Yeah. They nearly got the instant D ward off on that observer ward placed by Jabs as he rotated through, but he was smart enough to actually just deny his own observer ward to stop the gold and experience going to high.
Well, still. 41. iSize with the Arcane Rune is turning out to be the savior of the day here on mid, but not what you want to be doing, investing this many resources against the TA, who is 74-17 against the 34-6 of the Clop.
74 and 17, also has a triple stack of Ancients.
Is DJ dead? Dreamocel took to the trade. Moon trying to soak it. Dreamocel with another blink is going to go for it, and now he's under the tower and out of sight. Looks like he should be okay. FPG's even thinking about just going for this. Damage onto Ice. TP getting forced out from Jabs. Needs to get out of the Firefly. Is he going to snipe this courier on the way out as well? Dreamocel's like, sure.
Middle tower.
Yep.
Fire's courier has been killed.
Everything's going Boom's way, man.
Yeah.
Middle tower.
Could we please get some, you know what's cooking, Boom chat wheels? That's like
Doesn't all have to go to the TA.
Yeah, well, I mean, Makoto's gonna have like a, what, 12-minute deso or something? Oh, no, there's an Ancient stack. Hold that thought. It might even be a little faster than that.
Top tower.
Himself. Ooh, they want Moon in mid. He does already have the point in the smoke screen, so able to keep him locked down. Moon gonna try and run out of it, but he's just taking so much damage. Gets brought down, and he is having an absolutely miserable game. Well, do they have Makoto dead? He just TP'd.
是一个没有感情的刷钱机
See
器。
you later, boys.
And here comes the turnaround. Trouble for DJ, because Q also running forward. Big slow, big damage. One touch from Dreamocel. This DD is cleaning house. And Boom are completely running away with this game. I don't know. Ice is trying to do Underlord things and just run at waves and TP out, but what's it gonna matter, really?
He's doing everything that he can. He's creating some space for Savage.
Is he gonna bounce back to Savage? He's got the enrage. Dreamocell's chasing. All right. TP out. He's gonna be successful.
He'll pop
No way in the fountain.
as well, so he's going to start becoming a whole lot more active in
Yeah, he
13
is.
minutes.
He is going to be an absolute terror. At least Fnatic, you know, they got some dust picked up around the
It's
place.
just roshing, man.
All right. Why not?
What did you do?
Not a whole lot with the state that the game is in right now. So there you go. Oh, Ice is running over. Wants to do something about it. Jabs is also coming. They've got this Dark Troll Summoner ready.
Found him.
It's not dead just yet. Makoto actually dropping a little low here. This is trouble. Here comes the Melt. Sonic Wave not into the pit. Actually, they pick up the Aegis. Wait, he just lasso and TP out. FBZ's fine. Jabs comes in to try and do something to the Templar Assassin. Gets hit by a Melt Strike to the face. Down he goes. They lost Ice on the back lines. Oh, Lord.
I suppose not really understanding maybe quite how low Makoto was, but if that Sonic Wave went into the pit...
Dead again here. They haven't spotted him just yet. They see Jabs. Team gonna take the high ground. All right,
Jabs
now they
is
see
great.
him. Well, jump in. Can they keep him locked down in position? Knock him back into the smoke screen. Very nicely done. Jabs gonna try for the TP out. It's not fast enough. And they're gonna come in and swipe those bounties as well. Ice trying to go and grab the top ones, but FPZ is already on the case. And Hyde also TPing up here. Ice was under a ward a little earlier. He might just be dead.
我是一个
Travel
没有
and the
感情
faded
的
approach
刷钱
and
机
the wind
器。
lace means that without the Firefly already moving at about 445, I think that goes up to around 500 pops.
And Ice just has no choice but to do this, right? He has to just pop the Dark Rift and push the wave out. 23 Savage, they are not going to let him just sit and farm. He is making good progress towards the battle theory, but even that is not going to be an item that massively turns this game necessarily. It's going to take a little while for him to farm up after that to really be all that scary. Can you get this stack? Oh, Jabs aggroed it for a second, so not gonna happen.
Dire's bottom tower is about to
I know it's not a
flounder.
common thing to do when you're not coming up against something like a Phoenix or a Comet, but
Oh. Yep. Kodo getting going on. He's gonna lose the Aegis shortly here, it looks like. Alright. It's life number 1. Team's coming over to help for life number 2. FPZ already in position just to protect. Makoto getting going on. Warrior's Kiss is raining down. FPZ still has the last one, not using it just yet. They're gonna wait out this rage, it looks like. 23 Savage now the target with the Death Ward as well. Walking straight into the smoke screen behind. Jabs already losing a lot of life. This Riki illusion giving them all the vision that they need to maybe continue this dive. A little low, but all right, here comes Dreamocel. Cleans up one. Moon gonna go for the blink away. Makoto does have his blink available, but also doesn't want to get hit by the Pit of Malice underneath the tier 2 tower, so
Fortified.
gonna play it safe.
it felt like the Bloodlusted Tower did more damage than anyone on Fnatic that fight. You know, it was the only thing really holding back the all-out onslaught, and even without using the lasso, it can take down the Ursat as well. Take your
SSI's running in. Makoto able to just get the blink away. Couldn't get to those refraction charges fast.
Oh, Moon's gonna die in base, I think.
Killing spree. Ownage.
Oh, he's getting the tips. He's getting the business this game. Oh, they're gonna go in. Cast bouncing. Jab, I think he's gonna tank the gank a little bit. Trying to group them up here on the choke point, but they just drop down the smoke screen and walk away. Makoto in a little bit of danger. They do have a dust on him, so he can't just meld up. Looks like he is gonna be brought down. Nicely done by Savage, but Boom's still looking for this turnaround. Dreamocel, the big damage dealer, and godlike streak for him. Make it beyond godlike, perhaps. No, it's a triple kill for Hyde instead. They lose the big TA, but Boom still has plenty of strength beyond that.
That's so
I mean, this is the problem with Underlord as a hero. You don't buy items that do things, right? You just buy like tanky items and you keep walking down lanes, and that's kind of it. He had an Atos queued up for a little bit there. They're gonna drag Moon into the waiting arms of Dreamocel, who's got more than enough damage, beyond godlike streak for him. I feel like we understated it when we said this was looking like a good Riki game. A little bit of a catch out, Makoto getting gone on. They're not interrupting his blink though. They're just gonna go for Hyde instead, who will get cleaned up, but Ice already half HP. They're gonna cookie him back to the team. Jab's waiting here on the front lines, ready with a fire blast in case Makoto tries to go deep, but he's got a refraction and he's got the BKB now delivered. So it might actually be Fnatic who needs to be careful.
BKB, Blink, Deso at the 21-minute mark. Oh, way too much to deal with right now. I guess with the
He
Underlord,
has just popped off this game. It has turned out to be a very, very good Riki game. Maybe if there was a little bit more catch, he could get a little bit more punished. Boom looking for a smoke, hoping for a jump. This is a dangerous place to be fighting. Fnatic with a good choke point here that they can play around, but there is a ward up on the high ground now. They're gonna go for the jump onto the Underlord first. Can they pop him? Silence onto the Ursa. Jabs. They have split up a little bit on the side of Boom. Makoto doesn't currently have a target, so they are looking at Dreamocel on the backlines. He's got to blink back to his team. Hyde waiting there with the heals, and even with not the best initiation from Boom and not maybe the best target selection, they're still cleaning up this fight, no problem. Ogre running forward. FPZ still diving a little deeper, looking for 23 Savage. They find one more outside of the base. That's Moon dead. And they don't even need to execute very well at this point with a 17k lead to just walk all over Fnatic.
0, 6, and 0 from Moon is not something that he would be happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They're able to force out the Glyph. Maybe that'll give them time to say, well, we can pick up some of these bounty runes, we can go take the Roshan, we've got the cheese as well this time around. And, I mean, I think once Dreamocel picks up his BKB...
So what's he going for? He's just going BKB next. I guess
think he realizes that obviously Boom are going to press their advantage right now, so he just needs to give them any form of team fight potential.
Yeah, and he needs the BKB to get the ultimate off, right? Against the Smoke. It says hi to Dreamocel, does some decent damage there. The rest of Boom is moving into position. Makoto a little bit light in the mana department, but he does have a couple of mangoes coming in a second. I don't believe they have a mango tree currently. I haven't even checked neutral items at all this game.
Yeah.
I don't even... Well, we got an Essence Ring that nobody is using currently, but the Imp Claw for the TA, very nice. The Vambrace for the Riki, very nice. And now we've got ourselves some tier 3 items coming out, though it might only be Boom getting Tier 3 items for a little bit here.
Bottom tower.
I think at this stage of the game, though, you do really need to go for these aggressive plays. Like, you're 20k down. They know how far behind they are, so you need to try and give yourself any sort of small advantage to try and get back into this game, and that's what Savage is going for.
Couldn't withstand.
Yeah, they're not gonna farm their way back into this one for sure. Oh, blast already. Dragon ice all the way back into the waiting damage. It's just too much. It's getting cleaned. And now with the Underlord dead, nothing to really defend these objectives.
There we go. He's got his BKB.
Well, the Bloodlusted Tower is useful, but it's still getting cleaned up. Hide keeping the creep wave going. And say goodbye to Jabs. 2 hits, he's gone. Here comes the Mortimer's Kisses. They've already found out DKxCK just gonna hop backwards into the smoke screen. Buyback coming in. Boom continuing to reevaluate. Dreamocel still has the cheese. He loses himself for a second, but it's straight down into the smoke screen, straight into his death. Still beyond godlike for Dreamocel. Savage popping all of his cooldowns, looking for Makoto, but just gets cleaned up, and he's still living. Yeah, Ursa down for 60 seconds and took them a minute or two longer in game number 2, but what a show of force for Boom.
Yeah, what a show of force. Even DKxCK, he's got a Hurricane Pike on him, so as soon as that Ursa ran in, trying to make the biggest impact with his BKB coming through, he just uses the 4-star back on him, pushes him back towards his fountain, and really nothing happens.
Well, Fnatic still holding. I guess worth it to play this one out until the very end, but just not sure where any kind of turnaround potential is really going to come from. Boom still hanging around. Makoto swapping items out just to get some mana back as Dreamocel completely holding in the bottom wave. There's no pressure. Yeah. Well. Ice walking forward. All right. Moon jumping in, bit of damage onto FBZ, forced himself back. Ice cookied in. This paralyzing cast bouncing around everywhere. Actually gets a decent lockdown, but Boom just playing the objective. Makoto going for that for now. I have to give Boom some props for, you know, not getting ahead of themselves, just grinding out this win. They've got their sights set on the grand finals. 23Savage coming forward onto Makoto. Decent chain stun. BKB getting popped. Still has the enraged. Dreamocel gonna keep on fighting. They're waiting for Makoto to come back with life number 2. Ice. Already dead. No buyback available for him. Makoto needs to be careful, but he does have the refraction now. DJ trying to clean it up, but he's got the BKB running. So we're just gonna keep on chasing forward. DJ next to die. Moon with the Sonic Wave, looking for something. Can he even get high? At least he can manage that kill. Buyback. 23Savage TPing into the backlines does bring down Makoto. Pretty nice for him. 500 gold. And Boom just gonna have to reset perhaps. Thinking about going back in. Can actually clean up his kill on 23Savage. He's got the enrage. Jumping forward onto FBZ. Does just barely manage to force staff himself outside of the base. Dreamocel being dusted up, but he's still got the Manta. Gonna turn around and actually just look for the kill instead. Throws down the smoke screen now. Still waiting. Checking out the inventories. Moon comes over, gets the scream off. So Dreamocel just gonna jump back to his team, and they will take their leave for now, but Fnatic's base in tatters.
It's just not fair.
At the cost of a million racks, and there's 2 or 3 buybacks coming through as well. I was thinking maybe DJ should have gone for that desperate play and even sold his Tranquil Boots and Soul Ring just so you can try and get that initiation with the Axe Scepter. He was about 600 away and wasn't in any sort of position to use the Scatter Blast to try and pick up some last hits.
Yeah. At this point, it doesn't really feel like it matters how well Fnatic play the fights. Right, well, the last one coming in.
See you,
Dreamocel.
85 seconds on the sideline.
Yeah, and they're just waiting for their TA to respawn so she can TP out to this mid-tier 1 tower that's still alive and just come walking into the Dire base. Dreamocel still fighting Ice. Cookie's gonna get him outside of the slow screen. He's not presenting his back. So DreamOcel's damage getting reduced a little bit, but it's still enough. 23Savage running forward. And where is Makoto's just heading top.
See you later, nerds.
This is some objective-based gaming from Makoto.
Wait for it.
Danog is about to take the blood.
Savage taking whatever farm he can find. That's the first neutral creep he's seen for like 8 minutes probably, but Dreamocel jumping in, jabs the next target. Once again, gonna turn around and try and fight the Riki just to live a little bit longer, but he gets cleaned up. And finally, GG gets called out from Fnatic. That is the end of their run here in BTS Pro Series Grand Finals. And we have our grand final sorted. It's Boom versus BTS.
我是一个没有感
It is BOOM.Dreamocel winner.